Good morning, students. How are you all? Pretty well. Okay, fine, students. This is the second video lecture for chapter number 17, Stars and Solar System. In first video lecture, we have discussed about already solar system, the planets which included in solar systems, even what is the life of solar system, moon, phases of moon, and lots of things. Today I am going to begin this video lecture with first point, planets. Okay, so what is planets? Planets are solid heavenly bodies which revolve around the sun in closed elliptical orbits. Okay, first of all, what is meant by orbit? Orbit means a path, orbit means a path. Elliptical means it is not in actually round shape, but it is somehow elongated. That is elliptical path. So these are the heavenly body. Heavenly body means it has very high mass and it revolves around the sun. The difference between planet and the stars we have already discussed, So the four inner planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars, are called terrestrial planets. Four planets हैं, inner planets हैं, means they are close to Earth. They are close to sun. वो sun के बाद आएंगे these four planets one by one. That planets are called as terrestrial planets because they are inner planets. These terrestrial planets have dense and rocky surface. उसका जो surface है वो कैसे है? Dense है. Means बहुत ज़्यादा highly mass है, highly solid particles are there. With few or no moon and no ring system. ये जो इनर प्लैनेट्स है जिसे हम टेरेस्ट्राइल प्लैनेट्स बोलते हैं, दैट प्लैनेट्स डोंट हैव अ रिंग सिस्टम. उसको रिंग सिस्टम नहीं है. आउटर प्लैनेट्स आर हैविंग द रिंग सिस्टम, इनर प्लैनेट्स डोंट हैव. दे मे हैव मून और नॉट. उनको मून हो सकते हैं या नहीं, बिकॉज अर्थ हैज़ मून, सो the four outer planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune, are called Jovian planets. जो पहले है उसे हम क्या बोलते हैं? Terrestrial planets, and these are the Jovian planets. These planets have a large amount of gases, so these are also called gas giants. What we have seen, inner planets, they have very dense surfaces, and the outer planets are having the gases. They are made up of gases. That's why they are called as gas giants. Some important features of the planets. Some important features means we can say that some important significance, characteristics of planets. A planet has no light of its own. खुद की लाइट नहीं होती है planets को. Stars have their own lights. That's why they are twinkling or flickering in the sky. Different planets have different size. It is not necessary all planets are having the same size because whatever the planets are made up of, they are made up of when the solar system was formed. That time whatever the particles, they close come to each other due to the gravitational force, they make a very heavy mass, so it has the different size. A planet has a definite path in which it revolves. Planets को खुद का एक definite, एक fixed path होता है जिसे हम orbit बोलते हैं, around the sun, and it is around the sun. This path is called an orbit. उसे हम orbit बोलते हैं. The time taken by a planet to complete one revolution. Suppose this is the sun and planet is moving. यहाँ से start हुआ है, यहाँ से आके फिर से original state तक आएगा. उसे हम क्या करते हैं? उसे हम कहते हैं period of revolution. The planet taken time to complete one revolution around the sun. ऐसे यहाँ से start होके again it will come its original place. तो उसे हम बोलते हैं period of revolution. It increased as the distance of the planet increases from the sun. Because definitely sun से एक planet है, first planet ऐसा है. So इसको क्या हो जाएगा? It take less time because it require less, उसको क्या है? Less distance रहेगा. The way its distance is increases from the sun, its time is also increases for the revolution around the sun. Planets also rotate about their own axis. खुद के एक्सिस पे भी रोटेट होते हैं. सपोज आई एम टेकिंग द एग्जाम्पल ऑफ अर्थ. अर्थ को खुद के एक्सिस पे रोटेट होने के लिए अर्थ नीड्स 24 आवर्स एंड उसका जो रिवोल्यूशन टाइम पीरियड अराउंड द सन है वो दैट इज 364 days and 8 hours. The time taken by a planet to complete one rotation about its axis is called its period of rotation. Period of rotation means खुद के उसमें एक्सिस पे ही घूमना है, दैट इज पीरियड ऑफ रोटेशन. एंड पीरियड ऑफ रिवोल्यूशन मीन्स टू रोटेट अराउंड द सन. सन का कंप्लीट करना है, दैट इज पीरियड ऑफ रिवोल्यूशन. एंड खुद के एक्सिस पे खुद को रोटेशन करना है, दैट इज पीरियड ऑफ रोटेशन. आई होप स्टूडेंट्स यू अंडरस्टूड व्हाट आई वांट टू टेल यू. सम प्लैनेट्स हैव वन और मोर नेचुरल सैटेलाइट. कुछ प्लैनेट्स को एक या एक से ज़्यादा भी सैटेलाइट होते हैं. Now we will discuss about the difference between stars and planets. So stars in terms of light क्या है? Stars has its own light, planets don't have. Number, stars are countless in number. Stars का कोई लिमिट नहीं है. There are only 8 planets in the solar system when we are talking about the our solar system. Size, stars are very big in size. Stars का size बहुत बड़ा होता है comparatively planets has the small in size comparatively stars. And motion, stars do not change their relative position in the sky. खुद की position change नहीं करते हैं in the sky. वो क्या करते हैं? Of course they are moving, but खुद की position change नहीं करते हैं. But planets revolve around the star, that is sun. When we are talking about our solar system, suppose we are taking the example of Earth. तो Earth क्या करती है? खुद उसका पीरियड ऑफ रोटेशन है, पीरियड ऑफ रिवोल्यूशन भी है. ओके, पीरियड ऑफ रिवोल्यूशन है एंड पीरियड ऑफ रोटेशन भी है. सो इट चेंजेस इट्स प्लेस व्हेन इट्स मूव इन इट्स ऑर्बिट. Now we are going to start our planets in our solar system, you know. So first planet which is very near to the sun, that planet is called as Mercury. उसे हम क्या बोलते हैं? Mercury. Mercury को हिंदी में Hindus, we are Hindus, so in Indian, we Indian it is called as बुध ग्रह. हम उसे क्या बोलते हैं? बुध ग्रह. ये बुध ग्रह generally, if some students are having the idea of astrology, तो बुध ग्रह means उसे क्या बोलते हैं? It is the symbol of intelligence. So the planet Mercury is the smallest and nearest planets to the sun. If I'll ask you a question, which is the smallest and nearest planet to the earth, you will have the answer Mercury. It completes one revolution around the sun in the shortest time, and at the highest speed it takes 88 days. In spite of this, earth is taken 364 days and 8 hours, but Mercury completes its revolution around the sun in 88 days. The surface of Mercury facing the sun receives maximum heat because Mercury is the very near to the sun, so it has the maximum temperature. You know, it is the closest planet of the sun. Mercury is quite cold also. Uska whatever the surface is facing to the sun has the temperature 427 degree. How horrible, you know. And the outer side, the face of the Mercury which is not facing sun, it has the colder temperature, that is minus 127 degree Celsius. It has almost negligible atmosphere. Of course, in such a temperature there is no possibility of atmosphere over there. It has no natural satellite. So Mercury has no natural satellite. It is available just before the sunrise in the eastern sky and just after the sunset in the western sky near the horizon. It can be seen with the naked eyes. So sunrise से just before sunrise and just after the sunset we can see. हमें कहाँ पे दिखाई मिलेगा? ईस्टर्न स्काई पे बिफोर द सनराइज हमें देखने को मिलेगा दिस प्लैनेट, एंड इट कैन बी सीन विद द नेकेड आइज. Now we will move towards the next planet. First was the Mercury. Second, next planet is the Venus. Venus is called as शुक्र. हम पहले बुध है, then शुक्र है, Mercury है, Venus है. Venus is the brightest planet of the solar system. So you will have the question, nearest planet is the Mercury and the brightest planet is the Venus. Venus is called as Shukra. the solar system due to the presence of cloudy atmosphere. Why it is very brightest? Because it has a cloudy atmosphere around it which reflects almost 3/4 of the sunlight and falling on it. वो reflect होता है sunlight and उसी पे गिरता है. That's why it's the brightest planet of the solar system. It is the closest planet to the earth. Earth का closest planet, which is the closest planet of the earth, that is Venus. Which is the closest planet of the sun, that is Mercury. So it has nearly the same size as that of the earth. If we are talking about the size, so Venus has the same size just like the earth, but the Mercury has the smallest size. Earth, it can be seen with naked eyes from the earth. Earth से हम देख सकते हैं, we can see this. Now it is very hot planet, much hotter than Mercury. Though it is the second planet, means nearest planet is the Mercury. Though Venus is the hottest planet, it is visible for 1 to 3 hours before the sunrise in the eastern sky and 1 to 3 hours after the sunset in the western sky near the horizon. Morning, and it is called as morning and evening star. Venus is called as morning and evening star. It rotates from the east to the west to sunrise in the west and sets at the east. It doesn't have any satellite. Mercury don't have any satellite. Venus doesn't have any satellite. Venus also shows phases just like moon. We have already discussed about the phases of moon. So pictures I have displayed over there and it is more than sufficient, students. Now we will move towards the next planet. That is our Earth, हमारी Earth, Prithvi, Vasundhara. So the Earth is the only planet in the solar system on which life is known to exist. अपने सोलर सिस्टम में द ओनली वन प्लैनेट जिस पे लाइफ एग्जिस्ट है, दैट इज पृथ्वी, मीन्स अर्थ. द अर्थ इज एट द राइट डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम द सन. वाई द लाइफ इज एग्जिस्ट ऑन द अर्थ? बिकॉज द डिस्टेंस बिटवीन द सन टू अर्थ इज द राइट डिस्टेंस ड्यू टू विच लाइफ इज पॉसिबल टू एग्जिस्ट ऑन द अर्थ. So it has some special environment conditions like the right temperature range, the presence of water, a suitable atmosphere and a blanket of ozone. This blanket of ozone layer, what is the function of this ozone layer? It prevents the ultraviolet rays which released from the sun, which could not come in the atmosphere of the earth. So temperature range, atmosphere, ozone layer, then these are responsible for the existence and conditions on life on the earth. Okay, so due to this, life is possible to exist on the earth. From space, the earth appears blue-green in color due to the reflection of light from water and landmass on its surface. 71% of the earth, the part of the earth is covered by water and 29% is covered by the land. So it is look like a, generally mostly it looks in blue color, you know, and due to this 29% somehow it looks green. Moon is the natural satellite of the earth. The axis of rotation of the earth is not perpendicular but tilted from an angle of 23.5 degrees Celsius to the planet of its orbit. So earth कैसे है, थोड़ा सा झुका हुआ है 23.5 डिग्री सेल्सियस. इट इज़ नॉट कम्प्लीटली परपेंडिकुलर, उसके एक्सिस के परपेंडिकुलर नहीं है दिस अर्थ. सो the tilt is responsible for the change of season on the earth, and due to this tilt the change of atmosphere is taking place on the earth. The earth takes 365 days and 6 hours for one revolution around the sun and 24 hours to rotate about its own axis. So कितना टाइम लगता है? I have made the mistake. Actually it is the 365 days and 6 hours. 365 days and 6 hours is sufficient to complete one revolution around the sun, जिसे हम क्या बोलते हैं? ईयर बोलते हैं. ईयर वी आर काउंटिंग एज 365 डेज एंड लीप ईयर, ये 6 hours प्लस 6 hours प्लस 6 hours, फोर्थ ईयर में 6 into 4 is equal to 24 hours. So in leap year we are having the 366 days. Now we will move towards the next planet. The next planet is the Mars. This Mars is called as Mangal. We Hindus are called it Mangal. मार्स इज रेडिश इन कलर, मार्स का मंगल कैसा कलर है? रेडिश कलर है। इट्स रेड कलर कम्स फ्रॉम आयरन ऑक्साइड, उसका जो सरफेस है, मार्स सरफेस इज मेड अप ऑफ आयरन ऑक्साइड, जिसे हम रस्ट बोलते हैं इन इट्स सॉइल। दैट्स वाई मार्स इज नोन एज द रेड प्लैनेट। सो विच प्लैनेट इज कॉल्ड एज रेड प्लैनेट? मार्स। इट इज़ नियरली हाफ द साइज ऑफ द अर्थ से हाफ साइज है। It possesses a thin atmosphere which contains traces of carbon dioxide, nitrogen, hydrogen, oxygen. So these types of gases are present on the Mars, that are CO2, N2, H2, O2. It has two natural satellites. Now this is the second planet. First planet is the Earth, which has the one satellite, that is Moon. This Mars has the two natural satellites, and that are Phobos and Diomes. It is colder than the Earth. ये कैसे है? It looks red planet, but it is colder than the Earth because it is away from the sun. Earth has the first position comparatively, earlier position comparatively this Mars. It can be seen with the naked eye from the Earth. हम Earth से भी उसको देख सकते हैं. Now we will move towards the next planet, that is Jupiter. Jupiter is called as बृहस्पति. I think बृहस्पति भी बोलते हैं, गुरु भी बोलते हैं जुपिटर को. Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system. The mass of Jupiter is about 318 times than the mass of the Earth. Earth से 318 times bigger है this Jupiter, this बृहस्पति, Guru, you can call it. Jupiter is so large that about 1321 Earths can be placed inside this giant planet. 1321 Earths उसमें बैठ सकते हैं. इतना बड़ा है ये Jupiter. Jupiter has 50 known and 27 provisional satellite. 50 तो है ही and 27 अभी कैसे है? प्रोविजन में है. So such type of huge amount of satellites Jupiter is having. Jupiter, the Ganymede is one of the Jupiter's satellite. It is the largest satellite in the solar system and is largest than Mercury. ये जो Ganymede है ये largest satellite है. जैसे Jupiter largest planet है वैसा उसका Ganymede जो satellite है वो क्या है? वो भी biggest satellite है in this solar system. The thick atmosphere stuffed the Jupiter reflects most of the sunlight on it. Due to this, it appears to be bright. ये bright क्यों? Why it looks bright? Because इसका atmosphere ऐसा है कि sunlight उसमें fall होके reflect होता है and that's why it looks bright. The atmosphere of Jupiter mainly consists of hydrogen and helium. So atmosphere में, Jupiter के atmosphere में mostly two types of gases are found. First is the hydrogen and second is the helium. Helium is the inert gas. The outer region is cloudy, and it consists of methane and ammonia. Jupiter can be easily seen with naked eyes when you look through a powerful telescope. टेलीस्कोप से हम देख सकते हैं. You find a big red spot on Jupiter's surface. This spot is actually a giant storm that had been raging for years. It had faint rings around it. Faint rings है इसके around Jupiter को. Jupiter is come in a outer planet से Jovian planets बोलते हैं, outer planets बोलते हैं. So it has the ring. Now we will discuss about the Saturn. Its picture is displayed on your screen. It looks very beautiful. Saturn has the most visible and beautiful rings. Are composed of ice and rocks particles. These outer planets are having the ring. Actually, scientists have no any one point of view how these rings are formed for this outer planets. Some are telling कि जब planets बन रहे थे तो उसके around जो particles थे they are not able to collect, वो नहीं collect हो पाए उसके mass को, इसके जैसे जो planet बना, and after that वो क्या हो गया, it is formed in the ring around the planet. It appears yellowish in color. It has 53 confirmed and 9 provisional satellite. So कितना 53 तो confirm है and 7 अभी बन रहे हैं satellite. So वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द सैटर्न. सैटर्न को क्या बोलते हैं हम? शनि. Hindus are calling it sunny. It can be seen with naked eyes. हम naked eyes से देख सकते हैं. Saturn is the least dense among all the planet. सभी planets में से इसका density कम है. Density कम है means क्या है? इसका mass कम है. It can float on water also. Uranus also has a ring system. It has 27 natural satellites like Venus. Uranus also rotates from the east to west. यूरानस जैसे ईस्ट टू वेस्ट रोटेट होता है वैसे ही वीनस जैसे ईस्ट टू वेस्ट रोटेट होता है वैसे ही यूरानस भी ईस्ट टू वेस्ट रोटेट होता है. रेस्ट ऑफ प्लैनेट्स आर रोटेट फ्रॉम द वेस्ट टू ईस्ट. जैसे अर्थ भी है वेस्ट टू ईस्ट रोटेट कर रहा है, इसलिए हमारा सनराइज ईस्ट में होता है, सनसेट वेस्ट में दिखाई देता है. वो अपोजिट होता है. इट इज़ ओनली थिंग. Its axis of rotation it is inclined at 97 डिग्री सेल्सियस. अर्थ का 23 डिग्री सेल्सियस था, इसका 97 डिग्री सेल्सियस है. इंक्लाइन हो गया, वो ऐसे हो गया. दिस मीन्स इट रोटेट्स ऑलमोस्ट इट्स साइड्स से ही वो रोटेट हो रहा है. वो ऐसे नहीं कि एक्सिस पे रोटेट हो रहा है, उसका साइड्स रोटेट कर रहा है. इट कैन बी सीन विथ नेकेड आई. Now we will move towards the next eighth planet, that is Neptune. Neptune has also a ring system. We need a telescope to see it in the night sky, being too far away from the sun. अभी Neptune means eighth planet हो गया है ना. हमने सबसे पहले which one we have seen? हमने सबसे पहले Mercury, after Mercury Venus, okay, Mercury, Venus, then Earth, then Mars, then Jupiter, then Saturn, then Uranus and the Neptune is the eighth one planet. तो क्या हो गया? इसका जो सीक्वेंस वाइज हमने देखा है इट इज़ द फारदेस्ट प्लानट. कहाँ से? सन से अगर हम काउंट करेंगे तो दिस इज़ द फारदेस्ट प्लानट फ्रॉम द सन. it is too far away from the sun. It's very cold and it takes the maximum time to revolve around the sun. Definitely उसका डिस्टेंस ज़्यादा है तो उसका रिवोल्यूशन के लिए उसको क्या लगेगा? टाइम ज़्यादा लगेगा because it has the high distance. The storms occur all the time at Neptune. Neptune पे हमेशा storms रहते हैं. So these were the planets. Which planets are found in our solar system? Uranus in its orbital path. This image I have seen. Now we will talking about the dwarf planet. हम किसकी बात करेंगे? dwarf planet. पहले Pluto is also included in solar system, but now whatever the rules, whatever the characteristics is given by the International Astronomical Union, these norms are not occupied by this Pluto planet, so वो नहीं फुलफिल कर रहा है. दैट्स वाई इट इज़ कॉल्ड एज ड्वार्फ प्लैनेट. ड्वार्फ मीन्स बहुत छोटा सा प्लैनेट. It is not actual planets. So according to this definition, a celestial body should meet the following condition to be classified as a planet. ये जो है इंटरनेशनल एस्ट्रोनॉमिक का, it must orbit around the sun. उसका किसे हम planet बोल सकते हैं? एक celestial body जो सन को in a fixed orbit में क्या कर रही है? revolution complete कर रही है. इट मस्ट हैव सफिशेंट मास. उसको सफिशेंट मास होना चाहिए, उसका वेट होना चाहिए, सो दैट इट्स ओन ग्रेविटी कैन होल्ड इट इनटू नियरली स्पेरिकल शेप. इट मस्ट हैव क्लियर नेबरहुड अराउंड इट्स ऑर्बिट. देन प्लूटो कुड नॉट बी कंसिडर्ड as a planet because it fails to meet last condition and it now classified as dwarf planet. उसे dwarf means बौना भी बोलते हैं, हिंदी में उसको बौना बोलते हैं, and it's just discovered in 1939. ये जो है it must have clear neighborhood around its orbit. This condition is not fulfilled by this planet. That's why प्लूटो नहीं फुलफिल कर रहा है. That's why हम उसे क्या बोलते हैं? dwarf planet बोलते हैं. So this was the all discussion about the planets which are present in our solar system. So we have discussed about the all planets and what are we are calling it. So this were the discussion about this planet. I hope students you have enjoyed, you understood whatever I have taught you. So take care. Bye bye.